The massive scale of Angkor Wat is mind-bending. Hidden in the beautiful ornamentation of these temples, it's the same secret. This specific association of symbols radiates the essential elements of the timeless knowledge of the cosmic trigger that we all have inside us. It is a set of symbols that are very eloquently expressed in Vedantic tradition. In all of these cases, we see the visual symbolism of Kundalini, the shadowy myth that hints that this temple may have been originally built by gods. It's not that hard to believe when in the presence of these masterful expressions. The temple is a physical manifestation of Hindu cosmology. It features a giant mandalas that symbolize the universe, and throughout its architecture and mythological stories provides a model structure of human mind. By recreating this, Earth and the heavenly world are entwined, creating a bond between the two worlds that allows humanity to flourish. Pictures did not only serve to decorate the palaces or depict stories of the past, they also hold the important task of transforming the palace into a celestial dwelling or heavenly place. Through the temple complex, stories of the Nagas are told, and many of the architectural and artistic expressions employ the Naga form. Naga symbols are everywhere, showing their central role in the culture. Many stories tell of humans and Nagas intersecting. The use of carvings of a single snake with 7 or 9 heads of one of identifiers that are reference to Kundalini is present here. This is often called the Hindu interpretation of the symbolism of the Naga, and is not uncommon belief to symbolically refers to the Kundalini mechanism throughout the reference to the central spine, which connects the 7 spiritual or psychic centers known as the chakras. They are also said to be associated with the water and fertility, which also carries a deep resonance with the topic. The temple expressed ancient Hindu cosmology. It is not only a sacred religious tradition, but is also an architectural representation of the physical universe. Walking through the temple takes the visitor to a symbolic journey along the path to enlightenment. The entrance to the temple complex marks the visitor's initial encounter with the sacred symbolism through which the temple communicates. The bridge of snakes that grants entry into the temple masterfully employs its ethics and symbolism to convey a profound esoteric secret, the first of many that one will discover as he walks through the temple's sacred ground. The temple is a symbolic and perhaps a magical representation of heaven itself, and to those able to perceive the symbolism, there is an important clue that proceeds to this symbolic heaven on earth. This bridge, expressed in a breathtaking sculptural form, a key symbolic mythos that further reinforces the hidden Tantric message that is radiated from every aspect of this temple complex. A reference to the Ida and Pingala, shown as multi-headed serpents, are held firmly by a row of 54 guardians on each side of the causeway, leading to a gate across the bridge. The bridge between heaven and earth, between the world of the gods and the world of men. In the much deeper and more carefully hidden occult translation, the bridge from the underworld to heaven is the spine, making a visitor to the heavenly temple an incarnation of the living avatar of the Kundalini as it moves from earth to heaven. The story depicted by this bridge and by ubiquitous iconography and reliefs also contain numerological symbolism. The two themes consider of 54 devas and 54 asuras. The number of 108 is highly important. While mantras are often repeated 108 times, the number is considered as a building block of the universe. In an almost inconceivable series of so-called coincidences that somehow seem much more than mere coincidence. For example, that the sun is 108 times of the diameter of the earth. And even more baffling still, the moon's diameter multiplied by the 108 is the distance between the moon and the earth. We can see the passage through the sacred doorways everywhere in a new way, as a symbolic act, calling attention to the metaphysical act of walking through the door in one's own head, known in the East as walking through the sun door. This common depiction of the arching snake or twin snakes above the female figure is another deeply dense associative symbol that shows transmission of Tantric or Kundalini symbolism, representing at once the cosmic forces behind creation. The sophisticated architectural ornamentation or symbolism links the microcosm and the microcosm. It uses the myths to show the basic physical functions seen in psychic or celestial mechanics and parallels them with the important biological processes in our bodies. These examples highlight important aspects of the Tantric endocrine mechanism, also known as the subtle yogic body. Thus, it is another brilliant example of didactic architecture, making a walk through the temple akin to walking through a living book that contains the deepest secrets of esotericism. As one who walks their way up to the 7 grades or 7 chakras or 7 graduate units or higher and higher consciousness will eventually find the reign of the end to their own elixir of immortality and their own ladder to heaven. This system of sacred icons uses snake symbolism to represent the flow of snake-like entity carrying a divine presence in Kundalini tradition. This serpent power catalyzes a new psychic emergence and higher consciousness. This reflects the yogic tradition of Ida and Pingala, the two conveying snakes, a prominent motif seen throughout the temple complex and in regional sacred ornamentation, depict the higher tantric body. This subtle body is visualized through artistic depictions of a new consciousness emerging from the conjunction of the two snakes. Ornamental visuals show figures or deities radiating presence, representing progressively higher spiritual states. The temple complex and its cultural setting consist over millennia, reveal mankind's central secret, the artistic depiction of our non-physical spiritual aspects. This focus on spirituality is central to esoteric systems worldwide. This art is very much in keeping with the traditional claim that the temple was built in the image of heaven and was constructed to act as a bridge from earth to heaven. So I ask you, how many eons and years shall pass so we can start building temples like this again? Thank you.